just gonna get started in probably 60 seconds. So hope everyone buckles in, gets ready. There's a lot of prizes to give out today. Very excited about it. All right, so let me move this up. And I guess we can get started since we have so much to cover and so little time. First of all, it goes without saying, thank you to everyone for joining the Flow Hackathon. You know, it's been an intense month, both organizing it and then, of course, having so many builders interested in building. We are super grateful for everyone that came, joined, dedicated their time and effort to build awesome stuff. So really thank you. And we will talk at the end about what we're going to be doing after this hackathon, because of course it's not over yet. So with that out of the way, my name is Andrea. If you've been part of the hackathon, you've probably seen me around either on Discord, on the Telegram group, pretty much everywhere. And I will be doing a quick recap of the hackathon. So we had 7,600 signups and a lot of amazing sponsors to make this hackathon possible. We also had the help from GirlScript and HyperEdge to help organize the events, particularly in India. And I'll let Anuba from the team talk about it later. But thank you again to all the sponsors that helped share the hackathon, helped create some awesome bounties for the hackathon, and I won't name them all, but you can see all the sponsors here, and we will be doing dedicated tweet threads for all the sponsored bounties as well. We have a lot of prizes, as I mentioned. You know, all of the sponsored bounties. We had mobile track, the walletless onboarding track, the extending the ecosystem track, and the general grand prize. So we will get to these in just a second. Stay tuned. I first want to do a little bit of a recap. As you know, we started with the education phase in February. These were 10 days where we just went down and had 12 webinars and gave an opportunity for everyone that was new to Flow to learn more about it. Then we had the build sprint, which a lot of you were a little frustrated with because it was so short. It was only a little over a week. We extended the deadline by 48 hours. And this is a big learning for next time. We will make the next hackathons longer, don't worry. But it was amazing to see how much was able to get accomplished you know, during the education phase and the build sprint. And the good news is the hackathon is not technically over yet because we do have the launchpad, and we'll talk about the launchpad later. But it's going to kick off right after this award ceremony. The dates here have shifted a little, but it's going to go for the month of April, and we will reach out to all the projects after this and talk more about it. So as I said, we had 12 webinars during the education phase. We had 7,600 signups and builders. We had 500 teams building during the build phase and 260 submissions. 40% of submissions selected walletless onboarding, which was awesome to see. And we also got some great feedback from builders on the whole walletless onboarding feature. This was a brand new feature, so I applaud everyone who took the leap and tried to build something new with such a brand new feature, which, by the way, launched yesterday on mainnet. So everyone that tried to implement hybrid custody and account delegation, you were on the bleeding edge. You were using features that were only available on testnet, and as of yesterday are now available on mainnet as well. So props to everyone that tried. The hackathon was not just virtual. We had 13 IRL events all over the world. We had 11 in India, 1 in Japan, and 1 in China, and over 1,900 IRL attendees. So I want to especially shout out all of the amazing events that were organized in India. And Anuba, if you want to say a couple words about the events and just how it was to see all these amazing builders in real life.
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank the Flow team for believing in us. GirlScript is a non-for-profit organization, and we really want to collaborate with more and more companies. And Flow has been such a great supporter to us, and they believed in us, gave us a chance to organize these amazing events across India and even manage this hackathon. It was really, really great experience. People learned a lot of new things because the language, even the blockchain, a lot of people were new to this, but I was really shocked to see their enthusiasm to learn something new, and not being hesitant about it. And they were super supportive, and I think we did a great job considering this was the first hackathon ever. And we hope that in future as well, we can collaborate for more and more events and make sure that we have more diversity and inclusion in the event as well. So I was really thrilled to join an event as a speaker personally, and students were really excited, really enthusiastic about it. So thanks for the opportunity, Andrea, and it was really great working with all of you, all the speakers, judges, everyone. They were super supportive and super helpful and super excited as well to do this hackathon. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and thanks again to GirlScript and HyperEdge for helping out, not just with the IRL events, but also with the with the landing page and oiling all of what all of what happened, and as well as facilitating all of the webinar events, and for being here today. So we also, as I said, had two other events. We had one in Tokyo, organized by Akindo, CryptoBase, and Ango, as well as our Japanese ambassadors were also there. And then an event in Hangzhou organized by DevEngine. So props to all of you for going above and beyond and organizing some Flow gatherings. We really want to create as many Flow communities around the world as possible, and this is a great way to start. So with that short recap, I want to hand it over to Lane, who technically is on vacation, and I forced her to take a break from her vacation. So sorry, Lane, and just say a few words about, just about the hackathon and Flow in general. So Lane, I will hand it over to you.
Thanks so much, Andrea, and no apologies needed. There is nowhere I would rather be than chatting with all of you. Thanks so much for being here. So hi, I'm Lane. You would have seen me at the beginning of the hackathon, but if you didn't, very nice to meet all of you. I'm the product co-founder of Flow, and it's been so special to see the incredible stuff that came out of this hackathon. So, we're going to announce the winners really soon, but like they say, win, lose, it's really about how you play the game. And I am so amazed and impressed at the quality of submissions and the thoughtfulness that came into everything that we saw. And you should all be just very proud of, like Andrea said, like using features that nobody else is using, really pushing the boundaries. So whatever happens here, please don't be discouraged from continuing to participate in the ecosystem. All of the winning projects are definitely going to need some help building it further, as well as, you should build your own projects further. So would just really encourage folks to, stay in this. It really is just the beginning. All of you made the very wise technical choice that we talked about at the beginning to choose Flow because you cared about experiences scaling to lots of users. You cared about really seamless onboarding for your users, and you wanted to make sure that you were delivering an experience that could scale, not only in terms of the community it reached, but also the impact that it had to your users. And we're really glad that you made that choice, but it's about so much more than just a technical choice. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit here. Next slide, please. You didn't just make a technical choice. You didn't just build something. You didn't just ship an experience for your users. In participating in this hackathon and joining Flow and being part of this community, you are not only joining, but creating and defining a movement that will shape the way people use products for the next decade, if not many decades. And it's just so incredible to see all of you do that. So this is a movement really characterized by people and products that respect user rights, identity, property, and you saw that with getting a really up close and personal with the account model and what it means to believe in the power and possibilities of true ownership. You saw what happens when you have a programming language that specifically respects that and is designed to manage that value with cadence, and the possibilities that it has for striving not only to reach your goals today, but the extent of all of your product ambitions, especially when it comes to in-game complexity. So anybody that was working on games in the ecosystem will definitely see how a programming language designed for value that can also handle complex interactions is really compelling, and certainly will be a way that we see 100x user impact in the next very short while. And you chose the right tools to get there, so I hope you're all really proud of that. But you're also, maybe most importantly and closest to my heart, part of a movement of creators, builders, and innovators who are really kickstarting a new wave of innovation through collaboration rather than competition. And the term that we use for this is composability, and we had a whole stream of it around extending the ecosystem, but really you're all partaking in it because it's what's made possible by Web3 and building on public blockchains like Flow really is the ability for people to build on top of each other's work and make something additive rather than competitive. And I think we are just scratching the surface of what that'll look like for users and the power it'll have for delivering just absolutely unprecedented user experiences. So I hope you're all really proud of the truly history you're making, because we are just scratching the surface of what's possible when software is built to respect users, when the tools that you build that software with are tools that really are best in class for the job of not only creativity, but authenticity and verifiability and rights to their users. But this last piece, like it's the special part. This is what's unique, and it's really what's cool about the world of Web3, and it's what Flow is specifically designed for. The complexity that happens when creative communities come together and evolve around core product concepts is exactly the world that we saw when first designing Flow, and it's the one that you're all bringing into reality today. So I'm so grateful and just so proud of all of you for being part of being more data points that this is a world that can exist, and it's one that's going to be more colorful and more compelling than any we've seen before. So thank you all for kickstarting this new wave of innovation around composability and creative collaboration. It's been so wonderful to review all of the submissions. You all did absolutely incredible work, and I just can't wait to see what comes out of the next part of it. So wanted to commend you all for making the choice to choose Flow, and I hope you're happy with that choice, and I hope you feel like you can give anyone in the ecosystem feedback about how you want things to work differently. But there's some really special stuff here, so can't wait to see what comes next. Thank you so much for joining this movement around collaboration and not competition. It's going to be something really special, and so happy to have you all part of it.
Thank you, Lane. Yep. So you're part of a movement, and today we celebrate all of your efforts. And for those of you who are new to the movement, or for those of you who are seasoned movers of the movement, there was just so many great submissions, and I almost feel sad because now we're going to talk about awards, and I wish we could have given an award to everyone. I really do, and we'll talk about later how it's going to be possible for everyone to potentially earn more prizes. But unfortunately, we did go through 3 rounds of judging, and we had to pick some winners. So again, we're going to move on to the awards now. But I just want to say, if you are not in this awards, it's not because your project wasn't good, right? There were so many great projects, at least 150 projects that we would have loved to give a prize to. As I said, we're going to have more hackathons, and there's going to be more opportunities to win prizes for this hackathon as well. So with that in mind, right, let's all celebrate who did and who will win a prize, and let's continue building. So before we start with the awards for this hackathon, many of you may not have known that we actually had a parallel hackathon going on. We had a hackathon partnered with Professor Meta Academy. And Professor Meta is a modern coding school for kids. Unfortunately, the video that he sent over is not working. I mean, it's working, but the audio is not feeding through due to some tech issues. But I just want to show to you as I introduce Professor Meta. He has ran a parallel workshop plus hackathon with kids all over the world during our Flow Hackathon, and interviewed some of these parents and builders and gotten their feedback. And we will share the video after, but the spoiler is the feedback was really positive. So with that in mind, I do want to hand it over to Professor Meta to talk a little bit about the Professor Meta Academy, as well as announce the winner of the Professor Meta Hackathon. So
great.
Chris,
Well,
over to
yeah,
you.
thanks, Andrea. Thank you so much. And I don't want to keep you all waiting. I know you're all sort of waiting for the real sort of winners of the hackathon. So I'll try to go quickly here. So I want to give a special thanks, obviously, to Andrea, the team at Dapper Labs and Flow for having me host a Parallel Kids Hackathon. Such a great partner to work with, and we had such a blast doing it. As you all know, Flow as a layer 1 blockchain has proven itself to be truly mainstream. Even kids can do it, right? With the success of Top Shots, the recent announcement of Doodles, and walletless onboarding, and amazing communities like Emerald City. Shout out to Jacob. Professor Meta's Academy stands out to educate really the next generation on this platform. 35 kids in the Academy participated in the hackathon, and we asked them to innovate and build on Flow. If we go to the next slide, the inevitable mainstream use of digital assets goes beyond JPEGs, as we all know, and is already changing industries. And having our children learn about the principles behind blockchain is more important than ever. Giving them the confidence and the inspiration to think big, dive deep with this emerging technology is at the heart of the hackathon. So I asked them to create a brand new Pokemon and turn it into a digital asset on Flow. We had over 15 submissions, and the kids had a great time building. They learned about the platform. They got to use Flow's playground. We used an awesome tool called Touchstone. But more importantly, it really showed them and their parents how easy it is to build really cool things on this powerful platform. So without further ado, let's go to the next slide. I'm excited to announce the winner of the first ever Kids Hackathon is the creator of Goops. So she is an 8-year-old student from Canada. She was able to draw this creative Pokemon, mint it into a digital asset, and be proud to present it on a storefront from Touchstone. As you can see here, Goops is a Pokemon that's a water type, has 70 HP. I'm not sure if there's a lot of people that play the game. I know that a lot of people trade the game, but actually play the game is quite fun. It's got a primary attack called Goopy, and it goops the floor so the opponent trips and falls and gets some damage. So awesome stuff. So this winner, similar to Flow's hackathon, will now enter into the launch pad phase. They will have a special engagement with Professor Meta and Flow to build a brand new NFT collection based upon Goops, and it will be co-creating a digital presence for her. So thinking about digital identity, a bit of a social media presence. We'll have a website for her to promote the new collection. So we're going to dive a bit deeper into Goops, create a new collection, and create a digital identity alongside her. Again, something she can own and be proud of. So that's it for me. Again, I want to thank Flow and Dapper Labs for this opportunity, and excited to really flourish this partnership. Unfortunately, you didn't get to see the video, but we'll send out the link afterwards, and we'll also, I heard that we'll probably put it on some socials. But really, it's educate the next generation and build a safe and inclusive digital future for us all. So thank you all for having me.
Thanks, Professor Meta, and looking forward to introducing a lot more, kids and parents to the world of digital assets. And good luck on all the future hackathons. All right, so let's move forward. One of our sponsors was Find, and the great thing about Find is they decided to give a prize to everyone. So I'm going to hand it over to Christian to talk about Find, as well as what's in it for you. So Christian, over to you. Your audio isn't working, Christian. Nope. Might have to change the audio source. We'll give it 10 seconds. Otherwise, I can.
How is that?
That's better. That's better. It's working now.
Okay, great stuff. Yeah. The Andrea comes in and saves the day. It was absolutely the microphone source. Well done. So yeah, thanks very much, Andrea. First of all, what a great introduction to this. Thanks to Lane and to Professor Mehta, who I have only just found out about. That's an awesome project. I love it so much. And whatever we can do to lean in on that, we absolutely want to. I have 2 boys, both of them a bit of a nightmare. Both would absolutely benefit from something like this. So totally in on that. That's amazing. Yeah, so fine. I mean, we ultimately, what we wanted to do was lean a little bit in on new developers coming into Flow who perhaps don't really understand exactly what's going on, new toolkits, new languages, new pretty much everything to a lot of developers. And so we opened up our doors and said, look, if you want to come in and talk to us, that's not a problem. We'll provide you some support. We've been here for quite some time. A lot of the guys that belong to Find actually have had an impact on developing Flow. So we've got some really good underpinning knowledge here. And we saw some really, really talented people come through the doors, not just through to us, but also through to the whole hackathon, which was amazing to see. First of all, as a first hackathon, to have had such a response really is high praise for Andrea and Lane and the rest of the team, because they made this happen. And all we had to do really was sit there and answer questions, which was super easy for us, right? That wasn't difficult at all. So firstly, big thanks to those guys. They were absolutely amazing. Massive thanks to everybody in the hackathon for coming in, for talking to us, for hopefully learning something from us. And we want to continue that going forward as well. So if people need help or they want to find some inspiration or solve a problem, come in and talk to us. It's not a problem. We're generally around. If we're busy, we'll get back to you later. It's not a problem, but jump in and do that. So one of the things that we did was we said everyone's a winner, right? In a hackathon, everyone's a winner. So as long as you submitted something, whether it was successful or not, you get a fine name. And so all submissions will get a 5-letter fine name. Now, the way that we've decided to do that is we will airdrop that into your inbox. You don't have to set up a collection or anything else. We just need to know what your Flow address is. To do that, we've set up a specific site where it will take your username, which is your email address, and your password, which is actually your Discord name. So it's your full Discord name. It has to include the hash of the numbers at the side of that. And you will then be able to enter your Flow address as long as the email address and Discord name matches that was on DevFolio. So make sure it's the same one as on DevFolio. Once you've done that, we'll then airdrop that into your inbox on the Find website, and you'll be able to claim your voucher. Once you've claimed your voucher, you'll be able to then use that to either purchase a new name, or if you already have a Find name, then you can extend using the same voucher as well. Fine names, just to be as succinct as I can, because I know there's lots going on here. Fine names are effectively like ENS names, but on the Flow network. You'll be able to view collections, link other addresses using Emerald DAO, see all of your collections in one place, and also utilize other services then around the ecosystem, like for instance, Flavatar, where you'll actually see your name when you log into Flavatar, so you'll see your fine name. And you can track that back around and talk to people. You can link it in Discord and all sorts of stuff. So the other track was a internship for mobile devs. Now, we didn't, unfortunately, on this occasion, identify an appropriate internship at this stage. Now, that's not necessarily that it's closed. We're still open to the possibility. We're still interested in engaging with mobile developers to give a potential internship, but we need to see more, I suppose, is what I'm saying. But in any event, we are here, we are looking. the team this side is expanding. So we've got our eyes very widely open on the potential of the hackathons and the ability of the developers coming through. So please showcase your talent as best you can, because it's not just us, there's other companies as well that will be looking for this kind of thing. So even if you didn't win, keep on pushing, because there's people watching all the time. And finally, join us on Discord and Twitter. You know, follow us, join us on Discord, come say hello, come have a chat with us. We're all pretty decent people. We love Flow. We've been here a long time. We've probably got an answer, and if we don't, we probably know someone who does. So so that's that. And I'll leave you to it then, Andrea. Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you, Christian. And we're going to talk at the end of the ceremony how you can, let's say, signal your interest in potentially getting hired. I put together a form where people who are part of the hackathon that are looking for a job in Web3 can submit their profile. So I will definitely be sharing it with you, Christian, and the rest of the sponsors, as well as the general Flow ecosystem. Okay, so let's move on to the sponsor bounties. Woohoo! The first one that we are going to cover is the Flowvatar one. So the best app extending the Flowvatar ecosystem. I've invited Luca to come here today to talk a little bit about Flowvatar first and announce the winner personally. So Luca, take it away.
Hello, hi everyone. Thanks for having us, and super excited to be here and for all the great things that have been presented, and yeah, the awesome projects were really surprising for the quantity and the quality. So it was really hard to choose, but yeah, just I wanted to introduce a little bit Flowvatar first for those that don't know it. I'm the founder and the original creator of Flowvatar. And how it works, Flowvatar, it's relatively easy. So you start with the pack originally in December 21 that was sold, that contained the Spark of Life and the Rarity Boosters. And with those in our awesome builder, you can go and create your own Flowvatar however you want without getting a pre-randomized one. But instead, you make it really how it's closer to you and how it touches more your vibe. And then on top of that, we have also the Flow Bits, that are these accessories that you can swap and you can change over time. While the Flowvatar is unique and immutable forever, the Flow Bits will add that extra layer of gamification that allows you to play with it and keep your Flowvatar fresh and ever evolving with you. And then, of course, there is the trading part that also guarantees a 1% royalty for the creator of the Flowvatar. So forever, a Flowvatar that you created will send you a 1% royalty on any transaction. If you go to the next slide, now recently we have been introducing the Dust token that it's right now being tested on testnet by our community, and will be launched in the coming weeks as soon as our newly forming DAO will vote and approve it. And with the Dust token, there will be so many utilities that will come from it, naming your Flowvatar, for example, downloading 3D models, and also creating brand new NFT series. The first one is the Psyche Likey. It's a companion for your Flowvatar, and it's going to be really fun to see many people have fun with the Dust token that will be distributed to Flowvatar owners every day on a daily basis for 10 years. And then in the future, we will be doing many more things like buying lands and all these type of things. You move to the next. Yeah, and Flowvatar now is moving into a new phase where we really want to evolve into a thriving NFT ecosystem that it's not made by NFTs made by us, but we really want to empower people to become creators and to have their own collections be shared with other community members and populate our world in a very diverse and organic way. And for this, we are developing the Flowvatar Universe Builder, the FAB, that will allow all of this. And we really believe in composability of NFTs, where you can encapsulate one NFT into the other. And that's also where the core of our hackathon was meant to be this look on extending and composing on other NFTs to give them more utilities and have even more fun with them. So yeah, well, this is a quick recap of what we've been doing. We had a really busy year with so many things, but yeah, many updates, and we have a really great community that it's doing great things, and it's really nice to see how participative they are. But yeah, let's enough talking about Flow Avatar, because I imagine you all want to hear who the real winners are, and it was really hard to decide really the winner, because there were many great entries, and we decided to have a gift for everyone, but especially the first winner that we decided. Also, the whole team voted on this, not just me, but I wanted to include all the Flow Avatar team members. It goes to the Flow Team Go, that is winning 1,000 Flow plus 5,000 dust token that will be going on mainnet in the coming weeks. And a special second prize also for the Flow RPG project made by our dear community member C3P Flow, that won 5,000 dust. And I think both projects are really a great example of how you can extend and build interesting things on top of pre-existing NFTs, and how you can give them a new life and expand their abilities. So I'm really excited to see them coming to life. We liked especially the Game Boy interface of the Team Go, and also the potential of the Flow RPG, that, by the way, it's using a very new Flow feature, the attachment feature, that it's still on testnet, and that it's really promising in that sense for composability. So we really liked that part. But it doesn't end here, because we really wanted to say a big thank you for all the other projects as well. And for all the other projects, they will receive standard pack, Genesis pack from Flow Avatar, and other NFTs from the Flow Avatar world, and also 1,000 dust token for each one that participated. So you will be able to have fun in the Flow Avatar ecosystem and build even more new things on top of that. And yeah, thanks a lot for participating, and looking forward to talk with all of you on our Discord, on Twitter, and in the usual places. And it was awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. And Lucas, Jay asks, is that a VIC-20 in the background?
Yes, that's a VIC-20, and this is actually my very first computer, Olivetti Prodest PC1 that I got when I was 8 years old. No hard disk, just floppies. Good. Yeah. Old school.
Jay says it's his first computer also. So
nice.
Awesome. All right. Well, congrats to all of the Flow Avatar projects, especially Flow RPG and Flow Team Go. And let's keep going, because we have so many other prizes to hand out. So the next one is the Flowverse prize. So the best app extending Flowverse socks. Now, unfortunately, Nish and James from Flowverse, this is probably like middle of the night for them. So they weren't able to join in person, but I will do the honors of announcing who wins the very, very rare Flowverse sock. And the prize goes to Flow's Got Talent. So Flow's Got Talent created a game where you can use Flow PPFPs and compete in various mini games. So congrats to Flow's Got Talent. You win the Flowverse prize, which is one Flowverse sock, which, for those of you who don't know, is a very limited edition NFT that is only hand given out to community members, and of course can be traded in a secondary marketplace, and roughly has a value, at least when they gave the prize out, of around 1,000 Flow. But I have to check. Honestly, I haven't really kept too close of an eye on that, but congrats. Flow's Got Talent. All right, let's move forward, and let's award the Puddle Prize. So the best app extending or integrating with Puddle. Now for that, I've invited Jim from Spartan Group to talk a little bit about Puddle as well as announce the prize himself. Hey, Jim.
Yes, thanks so much, Andrea. Can everybody hear me? All good? Perfect. Yeah, so first of all, very thankful for the opportunity to participate in the Flow ecosystem by sponsoring this hackathon. Very happy to be involved. We're big believers of the larger vision of Flow at Spartan Group and Spartan Labs, which is a studio which builds products. And one of these products that we have built is Puddle. Now, Puddle is basically the easiest way to create NFTs on Flow. Basically, what we aim to do when we built this app is we want people to be able to mint and release NFTs on Flow in the fastest amount of time. Can you go to the next slide, please? Yeah, so here's a quick overview of how Puddle works and what it is. So basically, step one of using Puddle is drag, drop, and create. So you can drag, drop your JPEG or PNG, provide a title, description, and number of NFTs, and then hit mint NFT. And then step two is to list your NFT. So you create a URL, you add perks for NFT holders, and you hit publish, and that's it. As simple as it can be. We wanted to make this app. And for the Flow Hackathon, on the next slide, we wanted to award a $2,000 bounty for the team that creates the best app extending or integrating with Puddle. And the winners that came out of that were DapZap and The Sapiens. The way we assessed the projects were on design, UX, originality, functionality, creator empowerment, since Puddle focuses on empowering the creators on Flow, and then also the compatibility on Puddle. And we ended up giving points with the team, and two of the submissions ended up with the same score. So we wanted to give both of them part of the prize, since we all agreed that they were equally as good submissions. So quick note on both the projects. DapZap is described as the Zapier for Web3. A missing toolkit for a wide range of Web3 products. Whenever anyone mints, lists, or transfers a Puddle NFT, a trigger will be activated, and then that can define an action. So, for example, send a Slack message or an email. And we really like this idea and the demo that was sent in by the DapZap team. So this is why we chose them. And then as for the Sapiens, they also did something really cool, which is token gating. So their demo that they sent basically introduces safe token gating solutions, enabling users to prove ownership of the NFTs without connecting their wallet on Flow. This was built by Yash, so shout out to Yash for building this. We thought it was really cool. And basically what was the push for us was that you can now use a Puddle NFT to token gate content. So yeah, shout out to DapZap and the Sapiens, and thank you again, Andrea, for having us participate in this. We are absolutely stoked to see the energy here in this session as well.
Awesome, thank you, Jim, and thanks for joining and talking about Puddle and announcing the winners in person. All right, let's keep going. The next prize is IncrementFi. IncrementFi is one of the DeFi projects on Flow, and unfortunately, they also weren't able to join in person. But I will be announcing the prizes for them. The prizes in question was 1,000 Flow and 1,000 staked Flow, so ST Flow. And for those of you wondering what ST Flow is, it's a fungible token that represents a share of the total Flow tokens staked through liquid staking protocol that IncrementFi offers, along with any generated staking rewards. And you can learn more about ST Flow on IncrementFi's website. And the winners are FlowPad and Lumi. So the prize will be split 60-40, because again, also IncrementFi couldn't pick just one, so they decided to split the prize 60-40. So congrats to FlowPad and congrats to Lumi for your project. And yeah, I'm sure we will, again, for those of you who are wondering how do we get the prizes, we will email you directly based on your DevFolio email, and we will put you in contact with each of the sponsors so that you can redeem the prize yourselves. So congrats Flowpad, congrats Lumi, and let's move on to the next prize. All right, so the next prize is Flows. They put up 1,000 Flow, and this is the best app extending or integrating with Flows. Also, the Flows team wasn't able to join in person, but I will be announcing the prizes for them. And the winners are Render. So a pretty nifty tool that allows you to link your NFT assets on Ethereum and use these assets to create some NFTs, and Flowchat. So like the Venmo for Flow, which also integrates with Flows. So again, the prize will be split 70-30. Congrats to both projects. And for those wondering also, hey, I just joined late, how do I know all the prizes? We will publish the full list of winners at the end. But yeah, we can't keep backtracking who won in person, otherwise we're never going to end because it's going to be like a tangent, right? Okay, cool. So congrats Render, congrats Flowchat. Let's move on to the next prize. And now we have Floaty's 2,500 Flow Bounty, the best use of Floaty's marketplace, rental or loan contracts. And we should have here Michael.
Can you hear me okay?
Michael, yes, we can hear you. Hey, I'm going to hand it over to you.
All right, great.
I don't know if we can see you, but maybe it's just me.
I can see me on my thumbnail image for what that's
okay.
worth.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. Keep going.
Okay, great. Thank you, Andrea. And first, a huge thank you to you for running the show here. As we talked about, it feels like you've had a clone over the last month or two. I don't know how you've been covering all the sponsors, all the participants, managing all the socials, answering DMs. I thought I was annoying you. I can only imagine the other sponsors were doing the same. So a huge thank you to you and to the Flow team for putting on the event and for putting up some pretty impressive and pretty sizable prizes. It clearly worked to attract some pretty impressive developer teams. And actually this event and being part of the panel has been a lot of fun, being able to see the projects and the teams that won for some of the other sponsor groups and get a better feel for some of the other submissions. But really, really cool what everyone's been building. And we can kick off with that. So first on Floaty itself, we are a platform on Flow that likes to present ourselves as a pretty blockchain idealistic platform. We really, really prioritize the idea of an open blockchain, trustless, permissionless, composable, and interoperable. And really everything we do is to promote that sort of direction. So we have a secondary marketplace, which is a traditional buy-sell marketplace. And importantly, it's really, really easy to get support on our secondary marketplace. You don't have to talk to us. You don't have a conversation with us. You don't need our permission. All you need to do is to be part of the Flow NFT catalog. And you heard from the Puddle team earlier when Jim was sharing some words. And actually, if you mint NFTs through Puddle, you'll automatically be on Floaty. So if you ever have concerns about doing so or need any help from us, we are always willing and able to help any teams, but it's very easy to be featured on Floaty. And that's the way we want it. We don't want to be the ones deciding whether or not you end up on Floaty. And in addition to our secondary marketplace, we also actually are the only platform on Flow, unless something's changed as part of the hackathon, that offers NFT rentals, and the only platform on Flow that offers NFT-backed loans, which we view as two core features as part of a blockchain ecosystem that allow collectors and creators to do a lot more with their NFTs. And that theme of doing a lot more with NFTs and with blockchain is actually what led us to pick the winner of our prize. And so, Andrea, if you don't mind firing off to the next one. So this is a quick little peek at our interface. If anyone wants to take a glance at that, but you can always visit us at floaty.io for the full experience. But one of the reasons that we chose our winner is that when I first got into NFTs, personally, it was a lot of collectibles, a lot of art, but there's always been this promise of how to improve IRL type transactions and how to improve upon legal agreements and transacting physical assets and custody and ownership and all these other things that go above and beyond collectibles and art. And we at Floaty have always viewed ourselves as a toolbox to help facilitate transactions. And companies like Flow Estate are really doing a good job bridging the gap between where we are today with NFTs and using the blockchain and the transparency of the blockchain to really improve upon a lot of IRL type transactions. And so before we get to what Flow Estate does itself, just wanted to give a shout out to the team. They made a real effort to come into our Discord, to reach out to myself, to our CTO, Austin, to really understand our contracts and our system and how they can integrate with us. And even after the hackathon was done, they spent time in our office hours asking questions, participating, and that was really refreshing. I know there are a lot of participants and a lot of people kicking around, but these guys really made an effort to get to know us and the platform and went above and beyond. And so that definitely helped, but then their platform itself is really, really cool. So Flow Estate's objective is to bring physical real estate to the blockchain. And that's a really cool use case. There is, I think on Ethereum, a platform now that allows you to go as far as buying a house on blockchain. And Flow Estate said, we're going to take that and do one better. We're going to allow you to transact homes, to fractionalize homes for group investments, to rent them out, I think Web3 Airbnb, to take loans against them. Just think about the experience of going to get a mortgage for anyone who's done that. That's a miserable experience, but you can use Floaty's contracts to do that in a lot more impressive of a way. And so we thought it was a great fit for Floaty, and combined with their level of effort, we think they are a very deserving winner of the 2,500 Flow prize. So congrats to the team, and a huge thank you to everyone who submitted projects to Floaty and to all the other teams as well. I think it was a very successful hackathon and very much looking forward to the next one.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. All right, let's move forward to Evaluate. So Evaluate had a 2,500 USDC prize, and it was the best use of Evaluate's swap contract. So Christian.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes. Hey.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, first, obviously, big thanks to the Flow team for allowing us to participate. It was a privilege to be able to sponsor the hackathon. And it was awesome to see that the quality of work that went into it. Tons of great teams. A little bit about us first. I won't go on too long because I want to keep the focus on the participant. And then, of course, the winner. Evaluate is a live NFT trading tool. So people go to our site, they connect their wallet, and we matchmake them with either people they know or people with similar collections, so that they can trade NFTs live. And by trade, I mean sort of direct NFT for NFT swapping. I included some of our investors because I know that a lot of you guys are going to go on to hopefully raise money and pursue the projects that you built. It's always good to reach out to VCs and investors who've already invested in either Flow or Flow sort of third parties, because then you don't have to sell them twice, right? You can sort of sell them on your project instead of selling them on the blockchain and Flow and then your project. So if we go to the next slide, I kind of give a quick overview of how our interface works. So we offer a variety of tools. We have a portfolio tool. We allow you to sort of explore the marketplaces across different marketplaces on Flow. But our most exciting feature, in my view, is our live trading tool, which allows you to matchmake live with other people who collect on Flow. So if you go to evaluate.xyz, you connect your Dapper wallet or another Flow wallet, you're able to be matchmade with other people and trade NFTs live. We also have an open swap contract that we opened up for the Flow Hackathon that allows you to also sort of bring that capability of NFT for NFT exchanges on Flow to your own application. And we did select a winner. So if we go to the next slide, the creator of Top Shot Match won our swap bounty. So congratulations. I believe his name is Chase, a one-person team. We were super impressed, not only with the interface itself, which sort of draws inspiration from Tinder, but also the fact that you were able to interact on chain with the contract in a short amount of time. So super impressed with the product. I like the approach of sort of taking existing interfaces. Like for us, we drew a lot of inspiration from like chess.com and Lichess, RuneScape, also an existing game, and then chat relay for sort of like pairing people. And I think it's a really good strategy to go and find things that exist in sort of the Web2 world or sort of other successful apps, and then bring sort of your NFT or Web3 approach to it. So big congratulations. And then thanks again for everybody who participated. And hopefully we can sponsor and participate in future Flow Hackathons.
Awesome, thank you so much. And of course, more than welcome to continue to participate in future hackathons, and more about future hackathons at the end. Awesome, all right, let's move to our next prize, which is the best app using Nifty's NFT and wallet APIs. And for this one, I invited Anir to present the prize to talk a little bit about Nifty and present the prize in person as well. So Anir, I'll hand it over to you.
Thanks so much, Andrea. First, major shout out to you and the entire Flow team and everyone involved in organizing the hackathon for doing such a great job. It was the first major Flow hackathon, and it was just great to see the response, the community, everything you all were able to build over the last couple of weeks on Flow. Just seeing all your submissions was fantastic, being able to review them, seeing how far people were able to come in just a week, whether you were building on top of Flow or Nifty specifically. We got amazing feedback from a lot of you. We had 300-400 developers start and use Nifty, and we really learned so much about how to make our product better for developers like you. Just very quickly, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what Nifty does. We're all really just about empowering you as developers to build on Flow and the blockchain more easily. So what we really do is give you tools that you're really familiar with. If you want to go to the next slide, Andrea, we're basically giving you all the tools you need to do things like creating, minting, and transferring NFTs, setting up custodial wallets for things like walletless onboarding, and also just tracking everything you're doing with your NFTs, right? So you can really easily see who's been getting them, what people have been doing, seeing all the events really quickly on chain. We're all about just giving you the APIs and infrastructure to make building faster, easier, and also more manageable over time. You don't have to recreate a lot of the same things that people need to do when they're building a Web3 app. I'm not going to go too into the details. Definitely start on our website. You can get an API key for free and start playing around with it on testnet and seeing what you can build. We saw a lot of people build on top of Nifty. There were 30 or so projects that were building on it during the hackathon. So it was really challenging to decide who we'd give our award to. We thought about it a lot after a bunch of deliberation within the team. We're going to give our award to the heroes of the Flow team. It was just really great to see how far you can come in Web3 gaming, especially in just a week. The experience was really seamless. It was so cool to see an actual functioning game. The Unity SDK and all these technologies are pretty new. It was one of the first people we'd seen building on top of Nifty and Unity together. And we know that gaming is going to be a major part of Web3, right? Enabling the true ownership of everything that happens inside of a game and in the digital world. Also, a special shout out to the live stream that you all had going. It was just cool to watch and see how much your team was able to build so quickly. We're excited to see how you continue with this. We'd love to help and see what we can do to make your project go forward.
Awesome. Congrats to Play-Doh Evolved with their Heroes of the Flow project. And thank you, Anir, for being here. All right, let's move forward and let's talk about the best app using USDC. The team from Circle wasn't able to join, so I'll be the one announcing it. But they really loved 3 projects. Specifically, they loved Lumi, Mindtrixverse, and MasterPass, but they ended up choosing Lumi as the winner because they really think that Lumi can be applied to different use cases, and they decided to award the USDC prize to Lumi. So congrats, Lumi, and Max and Imran for creating it. All right, so now we have The best apps built on Dapper Sports Studios. This was 3 $10,000 in Flow bounties or prizes. And again, I will be telling the prizes, but these prizes were judged by the team at Dapper Sports Studios. So let's get started. Everyone ready? Third place goes to the floater team with Court Clash. Court Clash, the first platform combining Web3 sports and fan engagement. Bet on yourself by staking in prize pools, challenge hoopers by minting moments, or participating in brand challenges. So congrats for third place. Again, these places are all the same. So technically it's a 1 of 3 first places, and congrats, floater team. The next team is Top Shot Match. Congrats, Top Shot Match. Again, you also won a previous prize, but you also won one of the DSS tracks. I think your mobile experience really impressed the judges, and yeah, looking forward to seeing this live as well. So congrats. And the third team that wins the DSS Dapper Sports Studios bounties is The Story, an interactive timeline for NBA Top Shot moments. I think here as well, what they really enjoyed was the just the concept of being able to it was really compose on top of moments and create a new experience. In this case, to create stories or narratives around individual moments. So yeah, congrats, The Story and Momentum Labs. All right, let's move forward because we don't have much time. Let's move forward to the main tracks. Just to recap, we had 3 main tracks. We had Extend the Ecosystem, which was 5 prizes for a total of $100,000 in Flow. Then we had Walletless Onboarding for 5 prizes for $100,000 in Flow. And the mobile track, again, same thing, 5 prizes for $100,000 in Flow. Everyone ready? Everyone ready to get started? All right, we will start with Extend the Ecosystem. So let's get started. This track was dedicated to any app extending or building on existing Flow ecosystem projects. Now, it was a pretty, let's say, open-ended track. There weren't really strict rules. And there was a lot of amazing submissions. Again, I will repeat this more than once. There were a ton of great submissions, and I think a learning for the next hackathon is to have more prizes because yeah, I just wish I could give a prize to everyone that submitted a great project. So I will talk about this with the judges and the organizers for the next hackathon to make sure that we have even more prizes. But without further ado, let's talk about the Extend the Ecosystem prizes. All right, let's start with 5th place. 5th place goes to the Flowasis. Hichana created Strands. He's part of the Flowasis team, and he wins $10,000 in Flow. He created a really interesting project mixing, merging the concepts of DNA with NFTs, and in so doing, unlocked a new and unique use case for NFTs. It allows users to sequence base pairs of NFTs into on-chain DNA, and any combination of NFTs that you use creates a unique on-chain DNA that cannot be replicated. So it also opens up to use cases such as token gating experiences and potentially breeding new NFTs, right? Because on-chain uniqueness based on inputs can then be used to create unique outputs. So congrats, Flowasis and Strands, for winning 5th place in the Extend the Ecosystem. 4th place goes to Render by Lyric Labs. So Render is a project that offers verification of Ethereum signatures and dynamically generates FlowNS domain name NFT card information based on user rendering configuration. Essentially, it's an interesting experiment in bridging the worlds between Ethereum and Flow, and also really well executed. So congrats, Lyric Labs, for 4th place in extending the ecosystem, where you're literally extending it even beyond Flow. All right, 3rd place, we have Flow Chat, the Venmo for Flow. So Flow IDX is the team behind Flow Chat. It's an iOS mobile app that combines a social network, messaging, and payments through wallets, FlowNS domains, USDC, and also all sorts of NFTs, including Dapper Sports NFTs. And yes, the judges appreciated just the smooth UX, the way that it would potentially enable all Flow wallets to communicate seamlessly, and as well as transfer and view moments. So congrats, and yeah, congrats Flow Chat team. All right, time for the next prize, which is Flow Team Go. Flow Team Go, congrats. We talked about it in one of the previous awards, but it is a really retro style game. It's a cloud-based multiplayer game that adds off-chain value to existing collections in the entire blockchain, as well as, of course, flow space through gamification. And has a great retro look, has potential for integration with walletless onboarding, and utilizes all of the existing Flow NFTs. So it's a really friendly introduction to Web3 and Flow. Congrats for building this cool game, Flow Team Go, and congrats for winning 2nd place in extending the ecosystem. All right, 1st place. Is everyone ready? 1st place, 1st place, 1st place. It goes to Flow's Got Talent. Again, in a similar vein, Flow's Got Talent really extended the ecosystem by adding a gamification layer to all of the NFTs. And the whole Flow NFT ecosystem can be used to play mini games. And you can use any NFT to turn them into in-playable characters. So yeah, the judges loved it, and the prize goes to Flow's Got Talent. So congrats, Flow's Got Talent. All right, with this track awarded, it's time to move on to the best walletless onboarding. For this track, I have asked Chris to come on and present it. Chris is the principal product manager behind the whole concept of walletless onboarding and hybrid custody. So I just thought it was appropriate. So Chris, I will hand it over to you.
Thanks, Andrea. And I will try to channel your energy here. It's not hard though, because walletless onboarding, hybrid custody, as Andrea mentioned at the outset, we brought this to mainnet yesterday. So super timely to be awarding folks for building on this. And I just thank everyone. I mean, we saw that the 40+% of submissions that took a run at this, being something completely new. Just thank you to everyone that's been on this journey with us, and exciting to take this next step to mainnet now with all of you. So, walletless onboarding is all about bringing mainstream users to Web3. It's a big problem that, the industry is really focusing on. And, we think we have a pretty special way to do that, where we can bring people in super familiar onboarding experiences that they already use today, like social identity and using credit cards and in-app payments. But also maintaining the magic of Web3 and real ownership and self-sovereignty. So without further ado, we will jump in. We will talk about the top 5 projects, but this was like Andrea mentioned, this was super hard to narrow this down, given the quality of all the submissions. So let's jump in. With fifth place, the team Certifyly with Certify, and Certify. This was a really interesting approach to using walletless onboarding, because it's applying it to a real world problem on document storage and availability, and moving this to the blockchain, and not just like the common like let's put this on the blockchain, but make it very accessible to people that don't need to know it's on the blockchain through using walletless onboarding. So it was really neat to see the team really think about how to weave in an experience that leverages the magic of the Flow blockchain, but makes it really easy for people to use this without having to create a wallet and without having to have all those hurdles that come with first time Web3 experience. So this was really great, and I think it's important to really look at these types of use cases. So I think the team did an excellent job of really showcasing that. So congrats to the Certifyly team on fifth place in this category. Fourth place goes to Team Project U with the Game Service Kit, or referred to here as TGS. And so TGS makes it easy for developers to integrate blockchain features into their games by providing a frictionless player experience and on-chain logic. And the judges really appreciated the potential for mass adoption and enabling composability on top of the great walletless experience here. So the SDK really can be a force multiplier for the ecosystem and just bring more developers along into this journey to create walletless and hybrid custody experiences in games. And last but not least, the team did an awesome job of really showcasing how this would work in an actual game. So really great job by the Project U team, and congrats on fourth place here. Third place goes to the NuFi team, NuFi B in this case. NuFi, the NuFi team here, built a non-custodial version of walletless onboarding, which is really thoughtful in terms of the focus on security and really thinking through the custodial aspects of the walletless onboarding flow. This is a continuing conversation that we're having just as a community right now, and I thought the team was very thoughtful with this. The integration with FCL also makes a really strong submission, since it makes it easy for widespread adoption across the ecosystem, since it plugs right into FCL and the magic of what FCL brings to developers. So team did an excellent job, and congrats on third place. Second place goes to Team Collective with BattleBlocks. BattleBlocks is an on-chain battleship game. I grew up playing Battleship all the time, and my kids still play it. So really cool to see a Web3 version of this, and really did an awesome job of just weaving in the seamless approach of walletless onboarding and hybrid custody into the experience. You wouldn't even notice it's happening. It was so slick, but that's really what this is about, is bringing people in, progressively bringing them through that journey to real ownership. And so the team did an awesome job of weaving in Google login and connecting to a self-custody wallet. And the judges also really appreciated, just to throw on top of the walletless onboarding kudos here, with the impressive cadence work and focus on games. Like Anir mentioned, and I know a lot of us are looking at the potential for games for really unlocking a bunch of use cases in the ecosystem. The team did an excellent job across the board here. And first place goes to Team Peace with the Project Peace. So Peace is an easy and walletless NFT collecting experience. It lets you collect digital moments, and it doesn't just stop there. It has the potential for monetization and sustainability. So the team got a lot of great feedback from the judges on its clean design, ease of use, potential impact, and an innovative approach towards composability and verifiable social identity. So what really stood out here from a walletless perspective is weaving these concepts into an experience where it's not necessarily obvious. They leverage Twitter login, which the product integrates with Twitter, so that was a natural connection there. And the seamless integration with paying credit cards for the NFTs in this case. The app really showcases the power of these concepts. And as a team, we're really excited to see what's next with this project, because I think it really showcases the benefits of everything that we've had in mind as we've thought about bringing this new product to market. So congrats to everyone. Like I said, very, very difficult to narrow this down, but impressive work across the board. And with that, I will turn it back over to Andrea.
Thanks, Chris. All right, next up is best mobile experiences. As we know, most Web3 is desktop first. And the reason why we added this track in the hackathon is we need more native mobile experiences. We need more mobile first experiences. And there was a lot of great mobile projects submitted. And again, challenging to narrow. Wish we could give prizes to everyone. But yeah, just want to say this was awesome. So let's get started. We also don't have too much time, so I really have to get quick. And people are probably saying like, keep going. Stop talking. All right. So fifth place goes to Meow Off. Meow Off aims to solve the trilemma of security, recoveries, and user experience in Web3 authentication by leveraging Flow's native multi-key account system. Judges appreciated its unique use of weighted key system, its novel approach to wallet security, and just the general usability and social login, including using biometric authentication. So congrats, Meow Off, for the great submission, and the team Chun Sicking. Hopefully I said that right. Fourth place goes to mofa.ar. They created a really, really cool AR experience. It's a AR live action role-playing MMO game that utilizes geolocation-based magic items, spells, and allows players to own, grow, and trade their magic items through dynamic NFTs stored on Flow. And yes, all of this action happens through the mobile device, which you can use as your AR headset, or use with the AR headset, and then you can scan wherever you are. You can scan QR codes and duel with players. So great job, and great job on fourth place, and hope to see this in the real, on mainnet. All right, third place goes to Interflow. So Interflow is an app that lets you manage all your Flow wallets. It adds an immersive 3D experience. It also supports event hosting, has customization tools, and just a general social network for collectors. So it's a great way to aggregate all of your wallets, as well as interact with your NFTs in those wallets, to kind of become a one-stop shop experience for all things NFTs on Flow. And Flow is really well known for the NFTs and experiences. So we thought this was a great submission. So congrats, Interflow. All right, let's move on to second place. Second place goes to Team Rocket Dan with Ducky. Ducky is a platform that solves the problems of absence of a dedicated community for AI creations and lack of copyright system for AI prompts, with a really, really beautiful design effort. So you create dynamic art using AI, and then it turns into a seamless marketplace, and it gives royalties to the authors. So congrats, Ducky and Rocket Dan for creating this great project. All right, everyone ready for first place? First place goes to Wonder Arena. Congrats, Coding Monkeys. Wonder Arena is an interactive on-chain game with also a really brilliant use of hybrid custody. They really took it up a notch. So congrats on both sides of it, but the game itself and the mobile experience was super smooth. So well-deserved first place in the mobile category. Congrats, team. All right. Now, we went through the 3 main tracks. We also have the general track. right? We have 3 prizes in the general track. We have, we have 3 prizes in the general track, so it's a bit different than the other tracks. And let's just get started. So for the general track, this was no rules, anything goes, right? For 3rd place, we have DAppZap. So congrats, DAppZap team. We really loved just the connection between the Web 2 world and the Web 3 world. It's a really well-designed project with a great potential, and it could really bring value to the whole ecosystem, right? Being able to create workflows, to create automatic actions based on-chain data, and have that effect off-chain Web 2 stuff is just things that Web3 needs more of. Like Web3 needs more connections with the Web2 world, and DAppZap is doing just that. And so a well-deserved 3rd place in the general category. Congrats, DAppZap team. All right, 2nd place goes to bloggers with Tails. So we all know there's a lot of blogging platforms in the world, but there's few blogging platforms on Web3 and probably 0 on Flow. And so Tails is a blogging platform, and more than that, on Flow. The team really did a great, just beautifully designed. The creators have full control of their content. There's multiple monetization options. You can create articles that can be pay-per-view, or you can make them free. They're also, have a great user interface. Very much inspired by existing Web3 blogging platforms, but the fact that it's on Flow is going to make it so much easier to add, shared royalties with Flow's account abstraction, and they also added .find integration. So congrats, Tails and bloggers team, for the great submission. Hopefully everyone watching and every Flow enthusiast is now going to use Tails, once it's on mainnet, of course, to publish all of their content. All right, final prize goes to NewFi A with Velis. Congrats, Velis is a DeFi dApp that brings that brings staking powered fundraising to the Flow blockchain. And it provides all projects on Flow a way to fundraise, which we thought was really, really interesting. And it's a really interesting concept. The way that it works is, instead of donating Flow to a project or giving Flow to a project can create a fundraising, let's say, can create a fundraiser on Velis, and users can stake their Flow to fundraise. So your staked Flow gets automatically given or handed over and delegated to a specific node, and all of the staking rewards are used to fund that project, right? And the project itself would give back a corresponding value of tokens or whatever assets are being created from that fundraiser back to the user, proportional to what was staked. So we thought it was a really novel concept, because after you finish staking, you get back all of your Flow, but you've also supported a project, right? A lot of us, maybe not everyone is staking their Flow today. So this is a great way to stake your Flow and contribute to the community. So we really hope that Velis takes off and helps all projects on Flow raise funds and create awesome stuff. So congrats, Velis team, for this really, really cool project, and congrats on first place. Okay, now, if you remember, we're not stopping here. We also have a community award. Now, the community award was going to be given. This is an image of the NFT. It was going to be given to the top 3 teams with the most likes on DevFolio, to kind of give them a special recognition for just the community love that they got. But I've also decided, given that this was my idea, the community award was my idea, I've also decided to give it to also one extra person, and who I will talk about in just a second. But the 3 projects that got the most likes on DevFolio and are very, very worthy of the community award are Mindtrixverse, which, by the way, was a nominated project across a lot of different categories. And we'll talk later how there can be other opportunities to earn prizes. But congrats, Mindtrixverse. The Otter mascot. I think one of the judges said, "I wish that the otter could become the new Clippy for Flow," and I thought that was really, really nice. So congrats on being the most loved project. FlowQuest was also in second place. Congrats, FlowQuest, and hopefully FlowQuest, there's other opportunities to again continue building and continue earning, whether through grants or prizes. And the Story, which won one of the DSS prizes. So congrats for also winning the community award. Now, the special person that I also wanted to give the community award to, if you were part of this hackathon, you could not have missed him. He was everywhere. And I want to give a special community award and thank you to Asura, or Social Prescribing, or Crumpverse.find. He and his team worked on a project called Idle, and apart from the project itself, he was super active across also social channels, of course talking about his own project, but he was also helping out a lot of different people and keeping the mood up and really, really going above and beyond. So Asura, really thank you for being a great community member, and this community award is very well deserved. All right, so let's talk about what's next. So all of you that's won something, congrats. But for everyone else, again, it's not finished here, and the opportunities to win or to earn prizes, grants, bounties has not finished here either, okay? I really want to make that clear. The TLDR of what's next is, for the prizes and for everyone that won something, we will reach out via email. Do not reach out to us. We will reach out via email to every email that was part of a project, and we will connect. This will happen in the following days. Please give us some time. There's a lot of coordination that needs to get done. There won't be any forms or anything because that's just, it would not be safe. We will reach out proactively to the teams with instructions on how to claim your prize, okay? So no action needed from you, just check your email and make sure that the email on DevFolio is the email that, that you can check. If you signed up with a temp email, sorry, but you can reach out on Discord. All right, then the important thing is continue building. As of now, we're going to kick off with the Launchpad, and I'll talk about the Launchpad in just a second. But at the end of the Launchpad, we're going to have a demo day, not just with judges, but with VCs. We're going to get together a bunch of different venture capitalists and create a demo day. Every winner is eligible to be part of the demo day if you wish to continue building. The demo day is reserved for projects that want to go to mainnet and become a live production project. Going to mainnet does not mean deploying your contracts to mainnet, okay? That's like the easiest step. Going to mainnet means everything else that comes with it. It means launching, it means being ready to welcome a live production audience. So if projects are really serious about their submission and want to go to mainnet, reach out and we will send an email with more information about how to be part of the demo day. We also have a lot of nominations that didn't make the prizes that we will also invite to be part of the demo day. But again, the criteria here is demo day is for serious projects wanting to earn investment to continue building and going live. So the Launchpad is this month. We will reach out tomorrow or early next week with more details around the Launchpad and around everything else. And yes, we will have this demo day where hopefully a lot of projects get some great funding. Now, beyond this hackathon and this launchpad, we are going to be organizing a lot more hackathons. Okay, I'm going to give you some alpha. I'm going to give you some alpha that after April, there's going to be another hackathon. I'm not going to tell you exactly when, but I'm going to tell you it's after April. Okay, and it's going to be similar in scope to this one. So for everyone that was complaining that you didn't get enough heads up, that there wasn't enough time, you have the heads up now. Okay, we're going to have another hackathon, and that hackathon is going to be longer. We're going to do it at least 30 days. So you're going to have all the time to build and create a great project. So start thinking about what you want to build during that hackathon. Also, if you want to organize a local hackathon, maybe a 1-2 day IRL hackathon, please reach out to us. We would love to support you in organizing a local Flow hackathon. If you don't know who to reach out to me or Amy on Discord, and we will take it from there. Lastly, I just want to say thank you to all of the sponsors again, and GirlScript and HyperEdge for helping organize this hackathon. And I also want to say that as part of the Launchpad, we talked about demo day, but for everyone that keeps building and wants to be serious about their submission, we have put up another $100,000 in Flow to be given out to projects at the end of the Launchpad. Okay, so every project that hasn't won a prize yet, this is your chance, especially if you want to be serious about your project and go to mainnet and make this a live project that real users can use, and you're serious on maintaining it and want to turn this into, either a really serious side project or your full-time job. We are going to put up another $100,000 in Flow for deserving projects after the Launchpad phase. Again, details will be coming soon, but the TLDR is keep building if you're interested. The opportunities do not stop here. Lastly, I mentioned at the beginning of this hackathon, of the ceremony, that there's opportunities. There's a lot of companies looking for Flow devs, okay? And specifically, we also had a couple questions asking, hey, how do we get access to some of the developers from the hackathon? And let me put the link here. It's bit.ly/hackathonwork. Definitely fill out this form if you're interested in participating. Okay, if you're interested in looking for work and you want to be considered for either a contract position across the Flow ecosystem for companies looking for a Cadence or Flow developer. And with that, I want to thank everyone really again for being part of this hackathon. We just said it's not over yet, right? But it is a bit over, at least the build phase and the award ceremony. Now let's continue building. And if you don't want to continue building or you have another idea, then see you in the next hackathon. We're always on Discord, always available, always open to help out. So do not hesitate to reach out. And again, I know I've said it too many times now, but thank you so much. Thank you to all of the speakers and thank you to all of the sponsors for being so close to this project, for helping out on Discord, for putting up prizes. It's really the community that makes Flow special, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. And I hope that all of you who were new to Flow also had a great first impression and want to stick around. So thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and we will follow up via email to the winners, as well as send follow-up emails for next steps, including the Launchpad. Just give us a couple days, and we will make sure that everything is communicated. Now, I know that some people were asking, can we do a quick run through of all the projects? What we'll do, rather than doing it here, is we will publish I'll make an announcement on Discord now with all the winners, and also add it to the Hackathon Notion page, okay? That way you can just look at the list and there's no need to like memorize or know exactly what happened. Okay, so with that, thank you. Check the Discord for the announcements and keep an eye on the Notion page if you want to know about the winners. All right, thanks everyone and have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.